Well, hello there. Welcome back to another one of my stream classes. My name is Beth Gaff, and I am the technology trainer here at the Peabody Public Library in Columbia City, Indiana. And first off, I just want to let you know, just like all the other stream classes, you're under no obligation to sit through this class in an entire setting, which means that you can stop this, go away from this, minimize this, pause this, and come back to this at any time. You just want to keep track of your time and put that video right where you stopped so you can continue where you left off. If you're a part of the Computer Class Pass Incentive Program, I'm hoping that you're going to be listening for that secret code inside the class. If you are not a part of the Computer Class Pass Incentive Program and you would like to figure out how you can be, you can email me at the information below or give me a call. I'm always up for to meet some new people, so that would be exciting and very nice. Definitely want to thank everybody for all the participation that's been inside of these classes. We have over 115 subscribers, which is fantastic in the 2 years that I've been doing this. So I am very, very ecstatic and excited about that. Also want to let you know that in this particular class, I have found some videos to kind of help get us going and get us along. And for once in a long time, none of them are from gcflearnfree.org. However, they are still a very, very fabulous resource, and I highly recommend them. But most of our videos today came from YouTube, from various people that work with Dropbox on a regular basis. So I figured that would be very, very beneficial to us. So, again, I want to thank you for being a part of my classes, and without further ado, I want to welcome you to understanding and using Dropbox.
You've been there. You're about to buy lunch and realize your wallet is in your other pants. Or maybe you left your keys at home. The problem is organization. You need one place for everything, like a magic pocket. Putting something in the magic pocket means it's always there, no matter what you wear or where you are. The same thing is true for computers. If you have more than one, keeping track of all of your files can be a pain. Solving this problem is one of the big ideas behind Dropbox. It's like a magic pocket, a single, secure place for all of your stuff. Let's meet Josh, who is preparing for a big trip to Africa. Right now, all of his trip info is spread across his laptop, desktop, and phone. He needs to consolidate it all and is tired of having to email files to himself or move them around with a USB drive. Then he found Dropbox, which creates a new kind of folder on his computers. These folders work hard to be exactly alike, even across Macs and PCs. By adding his itinerary to his laptop Dropbox, he can be sure the same file will show up in his desktop Dropbox and even on his phone. The same thing happens when he saves a document in a Dropbox folder. The document gets updated across all of his Dropboxes. But it's not just his computers. The Dropbox website also works to be exactly like his other Dropboxes. Anything he puts in Dropbox is available on the website automatically. This way, if his Jeep takes a dive and his computer is ruined, he can still get to his files on the Dropbox website, where they're always backed up. As it turns out, Josh's Safari was a success, and his laptop made it home with lots of videos and photos to share. Instead of emailing everything, he just shared a Dropbox folder with his mom so she could get copies of photos she wants to frame. Because it worked so well for travel, Josh made Dropbox the home for all of his stuff, so it's accessible anytime, wherever he goes. Whether you're traveling the world, running a business, or simply organizing your life, Dropbox means you can stop worrying about managing files and backups and get on with your next adventure. You can download Dropbox now at getdropbox.com.
In this section, there's just a few things that we're going to be talking about. And of course, the big question of the day is, what is Dropbox? We're going to understand the concepts of cloud storage, what the practical uses of Dropbox are, and how much space do you get. So we're going to see a lot of that in video form, but I also have it as a written form as well that we can kind of follow along with. So hopefully this is going to help. I've had a lot of inquiries about Dropbox. I did Google Drive not too long ago, and I intend on doing some Microsoft, the OneDrive, and so forth. And I had somebody come forward that said that they prefer Dropbox, so I figured that this would be a great idea, so I went ahead and got us going on a class for Dropbox. So hopefully this is going to be able to help you better understand those cloud storage devices. You know what they say, if they say it's in the cloud, nobody really knows, right? But they do. So we're going to actually talk about that. So I hope you have a great time in the class today. And let's understand the concepts of cloud storage. Let's do some practical uses for Dropbox and understand the space that we're getting. So when we talk about understanding the concepts of cloud storage, we need to understand a little bit more about Dropbox itself. Dropbox is a file storage service offering storage space in the cloud where you can save files. But the main purpose of Dropbox is to keep those files synchronized between your cloud storage as well as all your desktop computers, laptop computers, smartphones, and tablets. Let's look at how this works. Dropbox enables you to create a file on one computer or device and then access and modify that file on your other computers and devices simply and painlessly. How does this work? Well, every file that you create, move, or copy into the Dropbox folder on your computer is automatically copied to your file storage space on Dropbox.com. Then, any other computers that have connected to your Dropbox account will each receive a copy of the same file delivered to their Dropbox folders. In addition, any mobile devices that you have connected to your Dropbox account will be able to access these same files. And last but not least, you can access your Dropbox files through a web browser on any computer at any time. So just because you created it on one computer does not mean that that's the computer that you have to use to access those files. What I tell a lot of people, just like your email service, Dropbox and cloud storage follows you. It doesn't follow the device. I can access this from any device, mobilely, my laptop, my normal computer. I can access this from any computer or device that has internet. Cloud storage is saved on the internet. You have to have internet for this to work. You cannot not have internet and try to save stuff on Dropbox. It's just not going to work. You have to have internet, and it saves it on the internet, so therefore it's not using up that space on your computer. It's actually saving it on the internet. So that's why you're able to access it from any device, anywhere, at any time. So let's take a little bit further look at this.
Hey guys, Keaton here with TechSmart, and today we're going to be talking about the cloud. So not the clouds in the sky, but the virtual cloud that might be virtual to us, but not so virtual to the companies that host them, as there are servers for these things. So I'll be honest with you guys, when I first heard about the cloud a few years ago, I really thought people were talking about the clouds in the sky. I was like, how is their information stored in the sky? Are there like massive buildings that like go up to the sky and like there's servers and stuff like that? I was genuinely puzzled. So this is kind of why we're doing this video, although, you know, I understand what it is, but there seems to be a lot of confusion regarding what the cloud is, what it does, how to access it, and some of the current options to date. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get talking about the cloud. By definition, according to Wikipedia, cloud storage is a model of data storage where the digital data is stored in logical pools. The physical storage spans multiple servers, and the physical environment is typically owned and managed by a hosting company. Now, in human terms, the cloud acts like a remote place to store your stuff. For example, take a USB. Your USB has a certain amount of storage in there. You plug it in your computer. You can put all the files on there, and once the storage runs out, it runs out. The cloud is exactly the same. You're given a certain amount of storage, or you pay for a certain amount of storage. You put all your files on there, whatever you want to do, and you can access it from different locations, making it different than physical storage like a hard drive or a flash drive, and that's pretty much it. It's just a modernized flash drive that you can access from any computer, any device, or things along those lines. So there are tons of cloud-based websites out there, but the main ones include Dropbox, iCloud, Google Drive, which is my personal favorite. and then iCloud Drive, which is from Apple, obviously because of iCloud, and they're kind of still tweaking that, so we'll see that later when OS X Yosemite debuts in the fall. So with Dropbox and Google Drive, all you need to do is visit the website, sign up, and you're given a free amount of storage. Now, if you want to increase that storage, you're going to need to pay monthly or annually, and I mean, that's just pretty much it. I like how they give you free storage so you can kind of get used to it, see if you like it, and it's just a nice trial run, and I find it very courteous, and I love both of the services quite a bit. And just an update here, I actually updated my Google Drive subscription to a terabyte, living on the edge, because that's where I keep all the TechSmart videos and all the archives and all the files and mess ups and bloopers and stuff like that. So living on the edge with 1 terabyte on Google Drive. And then there's iCloud, which is a lot different than Google Drive and Dropbox. So what it does is it serves as a backup of your device. So take your iPhone, for example. Basically, it's backing up all the content on your iPhone, depending on how much storage you have, and you can actually upgrade your storage if the given amount is not enough for you. And whenever you need that data back, just that last backup's data back, you're going to need to restore your phone, plug it in iTunes or whatever device you're using, and that can kind of be a bit of a problem. And then there's iCloud Drive, which is much more similar to Google Drive and Dropbox, but it's just not out yet. And I'm kind of excited to see how Apple integrates that with all the other stuff they are using. And honestly, if they really want to make a dent in the space, let's get like 100 gigabytes of free storage. I mean, I'd be down for that. So moving on here, it is privacy. So really privacy all comes down to how much you trust the company. So I'd say for the most part, Dropbox and Google Drive are secure. There's been a few Dropbox stuff in the news, but I've never really had a problem with Google Drive. And I honestly trust Google Drive with everything. All the videos, etc., the bloopers, which are highly sensitive. I trust Google Drive with all my stuff. And then there's iCloud. I mean, it's been in the news recently. I'm not going to give you a summary of what has happened, but basically, there's a lot of stuff that's been happening, but take the H out and put an F in there, and just, that's pretty much it. So maybe you might not trust iCloud as much due to the hacking or whatever it was. I'm just going to keep it just on the outer brim here and say, it just comes down to the company and if you trust them or not. So what are some of the benefits to the cloud? Well, for starters, it saves a lot of space. And I'll take my MacBook Air, for example. So during the back to school deal, and I think about June or July, I bought a MacBook Air for school purposes because I was going back to school. And all they really had was the 128 gigabyte option. So I obviously went for it. It's a crazy deal. I got it for a steal. And since that was pretty much it, and I don't like having flash drives on me 24/7, I just decided to buy iCloud storage. That was pretty much it. So I type a lot of school documents. I mean, from paper to a summary on arts. That's a whole nother video. I just cannot be storing that stuff on my computer and having physical copies. So I just send it to the cloud. I'm able to access it from my iPad, from my phone, from my iMac, and just kind of have access to it wherever I want. And then the second thing is you can have access to it wherever you want. You don't need to have physical copies, put them on flash drives, take the flash drive, plug it into your next media source if it accepts a flash drive. So I think it's just ease of use. And honestly, I think the cloud has come for the better, and I'm able to now edit my papers on my iPhone and also edit them on my MacBook Air. It's pretty nice. So what are some of the negatives to the cloud? Well, for starters, security can be an issue. We saw it last month with the iCloud leak of photos. And honestly, if you're not really trusting your company, then cloud storage really won't be an option. And second, you're only given 5 gigabytes of storage for free. Now, while that is generous and you can actually try out the cloud, see how it works for you if you like it, you're definitely gonna have to pay if you wanna have more stuff on there. And I think Google Drive has some really good prices. I don't know if iCloud Drive has prices just yet, but I mean, Apple, if you wanna get in the game, just toss me 100 gigs, Google Drive, peace. And then the last thing here is you can't access anything without an internet connection. So if you don't have internet, which most things do these days, I mean, there's Wi-Fi just about anywhere, and most people have phones that have either a 3G or 4G LTE signal. So you're pretty much covered, but if you don't have an internet connection, the cloud it won't be a thing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video where we talked a little bit about weather and just kind of took a closer look at what the cloud is and what it does and some of the current services available.
What is up, everybody? My name is Mark, and today I'm going to teach you how to get started using Dropbox in just 5 minutes or less. I love Dropbox. I use it every single day for my business and for my personal items as well. The reason that I love it so much is because It just does its job in the background, and I don't even have to think about it. All of my data, all of my important things for my clients are all backed up to the cloud and to all of my computers, and I can access those files from anywhere in the world anytime I need them. It's just fantastic. Now, there are other competitors out there for Dropbox, so maybe something else will fit you better, but please, oh please, oh please, find a solution that works for you to back up the things that matter most. So let's jump right into today, because you really can get started using Dropbox in just 5 minutes. I'm going to be teaching today using a Mac, but the instructions are going to be very similar if you're on a PC as well. So hopefully you'll recognize the various windows that pop up if you're on a PC instead of a Mac. So let's jump right in. The first thing you want to do is open up your favorite web browser and go to Dropbox.com. From there, you're going to want to click on Create an Account and then fill out the fields there. Click I agree to Dropbox terms and click Create an Account. And now it's downloading Dropbox for you. And in just a moment, it'll finish. And on a Mac, I'm going to go down to my Downloads folder, and I'm going to click the Dropbox installer. And then when this window pops up, I double-click the icon to start the installer. I click Open if that window pops up. Once the installer completes, you'll see a blue window open, and all you need to do is click Open My Dropbox folder. And when the new Finder window opens, you'll now see a Dropbox folder at the top of your favorites list in the sidebar. And if you click on that, in just a moment, you're going to see a Get Started with Dropbox PDF that's there. And you can check that out later on your own. But for now, all you have to do to use Dropbox to back up the files that you care about is to open up the folders where those are and drag them and drop them into this Dropbox folder. And in just a moment, you're going to see them start to sync there. And it has a blue circle with circle arrows, which indicates that it's syncing right now. When they finally finish, you're going to see it turn into a green checkbox. And since I have that window still open behind, it turns green and it says you've just synced your first files in Dropbox. And that's literally all there is to using Dropbox to back up your content. Simply drag and drop anything that you'd like to use into your Dropbox folder, and then continue using those folders as you normally would. And as long as they're inside your Dropbox folder, they will always back up to your account on Dropbox. If you ever want to share a file or a folder with somebody else from your Dropbox account, it's really easy. There's two ways to do it. The first way is to go to your computer and navigate to your Dropbox folder, and then find the folder or the file that you'd like to share, and then right-click or secondary click on it, and then choose either Share this folder or Share Dropbox link, depending on what you'd like to do. If you share the Dropbox link, you can just send that in a text or an email or some type of other message, and they can access that file whenever they need to. The other way is to go to Dropbox.com and log into your account, and it's very similar. You also go and find the folder or the file that you'd like to share. You click the Share button and either invite people to collaborate or send a link. And you can copy the link and send it to anyone you like, or send it right from here. If you want to use Dropbox to back up all the pictures on your phone, it's really easy. All you do is click on Dropbox, and when it opens, click on Photos at the bottom, and then you'll see up at the top where it says Turn on Camera Upload. Click Enable, and it will immediately start to upload all of your photos to your Dropbox account. Then from here on out, every time you take a photo, it's going to be automatically backed up to Dropbox. All right, let's talk pricing real quick. Dropbox Basic is free, and you get 2 gigs of space for free. You can get the Dropbox Pro, and that's $9.99 a month. And with that, you get a whole terabyte of space to use. If all you're going to be doing is backing up things like Word documents, that 2 gigs might actually be enough. But if you're going to have a lot of pictures and video, that will definitely not be enough. So you'll need to consider a higher option. If you want to learn more about Dropbox or other backup options, you can check out these 2 classes, all about iCloud and Dropbox, and backing up your photos using Google Photos. We'd also love to have you join us on our Facebook page, and check out our website at techtalkamerica.com. Thanks for coming. Class dismissed.
Well, we have learned quite a bit so far when it comes to Dropbox and the cloud and how it works and the concepts and things along those lines. In this next part, we're going to actually sign up for a Dropbox account. I believe I have one, so I'll probably just log into mine, but we're going to go over the process together. So, signing up for a Dropbox account, in order to use Dropbox, you need to sign up for a Dropbox account. This sign up process is just a couple of steps and only takes a moment or two. So let's get started. So you're going to begin by pointing at your web browser to Dropbox.com. So you can use any web browser, and remember, a web browser is what gets you connected to the internet. So that's going to be Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Safari, whatever the browser is on your particular Android. Whatever it is, you're going to type in Dropbox.com. Now, one thing I really like about Dropbox is that they don't ask you for all kinds of personal information when you sign up. All that's required is your first name, your last name, an email, and a password. We've all been preached at many times about the importance of choosing a good, strong password. But in this case, it really is truly important. So you want to make sure that you're picking a very, very strong password because these are all of your personal files. Since you'll be storing your valuable and perhaps private or other types of files on Dropbox file servers, you want your account to be secure. So choosing a good password is important. You want to create a strong password that isn't going to be easy to guess. If you hover over the right-hand side of the password field, you'll get a little prompt that helps you with this. It advises you that you should use tricks. So we're going to actually give this a try. And you can follow along. So on the next slide, we're going to be doing this together. All right, well, hi there. We are going to now get started on Dropbox, and I am first going to choose my web browser. And again, like I was telling you before, a web browser would be either Internet Explorer or Chrome, something along those lines, just to kind of get us going. So I am going to choose Internet Explorer just because it's my first one there that is going to come up. So now I'm going to type in up here in my address bar while I'm on the internet, because I'm using Google as my search engine. I am going to type in www.dropbox.com, and I'm going to hit enter. It's going to take me to Dropbox. Now from here, I am going to, it's giving me a few different options up here. It wants to download the app, but I'm not on a mobile device right now, so I don't think that's going to work out for me very well. So I am going to click on sign up for free. Now, part of signing up for free means that I need to enter in my name, an email, a password, and agree to their terms. So as you can see, like we talked about earlier, it really doesn't take a whole lot to be a part of Dropbox. I am going to go ahead and just sign in to my account, assuming I can remember how to get into it. I'm hoping for the best. Yay, it worked. Okay, so this is my account on Dropbox, and I have a few different groups on here. But our main goal there was just to get ourselves connected. So as you can see, if I want to create an account, here's my main sign-in page. I can just click on create an account, and then I would be able to put my first name and my last name, my email, my password, agree to their terms, and click create an account, and that's going to get me. Now, Dropbox Business, it looks like there is a cost with that. Let's see how that works. Actually, let's go back. It's designed to take teamwork to the next level. Because you're able to save those files all together. This would allow your coworkers and your staff to be able to make comments on different styles of documents that have been inserted into Dropbox. This is a sharing process, so you'd be able to save all of your documents into Dropbox, and then you would be able to each access them as well. So down here it kind of tells us a little bit For your free plan, you're getting 2 gigs of space, 30 days of recovery, the Office 365, and then unlimited third party. With the $8.25 a month, you're getting all of that plus a remote wipe and a password protection for links plus email support. And then for $12.50 you would be getting all of this, which is adding on those powerful admin tools, collaboration tools, and things along those lines. Looks like there is a 30-day free trial that you could get started on just to kind of get you going. And then they have an enterprise. So you've got pro, business, and then for large organizations, you would have to contact Dropbox itself. Now that's billing annually. If you're billed monthly, these are different kinds of ideas that you can do with that. And then they have a comparative plans for the different items, what kind of features you're getting. And of course you can learn more about that and contact your sales department. So we're going to actually go back to Dropbox.com so we can actually kind of go through it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and sign myself back in, and it looked like it saved me, so that's kind of nice. So now I can get back into my files, and it looks like from here I've got my camera uploads, any kind of pictures I may have on here that I would be able to get accessible to me. So these are all on here for myself. I can share these. By sharing them, it allows me to send it to, and let's just do myself. And this is a test share. That's what we're going to call it. And we're going to click on share. So here in a minute I should get an email to let me know that I have something coming in. So then I've got my recents, and these are particular files that I have in here. Any kind of team things I have. There's my Dropbox collaborations, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that and download my pictures. So now I'm able to go in and view the file. And that was sending it to me through an email. So there's my file. Very nice. So you can create a new team. You can set up a free team. This would allow you to be able to, I mean, you can always share it with your friends and edit with your friends and make comments, but it's more of a collaboration. And then you've got your paper. Let's see what paper is about. I don't think I've ever really used this. Actually, it tells us what it's about before we get started. I'm gonna take this back down. Let me go back here more. Click on paper again. Oh, well, it took me right in, but I was kind of hoping it would, so I can get started with Dropbox Paper. Here's the basics. It's great for capturing ideas. We're going to skip that. It's great for capturing ideas and gathering quick feedback from your team. Flexible editor, so you can see here by selecting text, you can create tasks lists, bullets, numbered lists, so you can begin to edit some of that. Create an image gallery. This gives you story ideas that add emojis, which is kind of neat. Adding an emoji, this tells you how you can do that. Here we're adding images, creating a gallery. I can make a comment. Click on post. So now I have a comment with this, and whoever gets it can reply. This is more formatting, videos that are on here.
When people work together, ideas can start anywhere. Stuff that never would have been thought of is thought of. Paint is thrown.
So we get the kind of the concept there. I'm not even sure if you can hear that. I don't know if I have my audio on for that. But anyway, you kind of get the idea, and this is guiding me through it. just pushed on it myself, and now it's leading me through it. So you would be able to do the same thing with your Dropbox. So I am going to go back to my documents, maybe some of my folders. I would like to go back to my account. So here's my account settings. I can connect with Google, and it's showing me how I can do that. I don't really want to do that at this time, but I would also be able to do other items as well. Downloading documents that I've created. It's going to choose a file format, and now it's waiting to start. It'll email me a link when it is ready. So I'm just going to let that close. So I think you get the idea. Let me get back into Dropbox. I'm not sure why it's not letting me just get back right in there, but there we go. So again, photos, recents, files, your team. I don't use it as often as I probably should. Here's where I do links, events that I may have. I can begin to put those in there for myself. These are groups that I'm in. Here's some file requests. Any kind of deleted files I may have, which I do not have any. It says I'm on the basic account, so I could upgrade my account if I wanted to. For individuals, for a terabyte, it's $10 a month, and this is what you get. For $15 a month, you get all of that, and you could go enterprise. So if I wanted to get started on that, I'd click on get started, upgrade Dropbox, and then it would. But for the time being, I am on the free version, which I am completely okay with. And it actually shows me here that I didn't have quite a gig. I had 596.4 megabytes. That's what I have. I've used 50.75 of all of that. So when that bar starts getting full, I may want to think about it. So if you did an annual charge, it looks like you get a little bit of a discount. They'll still break it down, but you have to pay for it up front instead of paying. I don't want to add an account photo. Get the most when you download, run the Dropbox installer. So I am running the Dropbox installer to see what this is going to do for me. So hopefully you're getting kind of an idea of how Dropbox works, how you can get signed up. Once you get in here, you can just start clicking on things. You're not going to hurt anything. I can start uploading files, which we're going to be seeing a little bit later, how I can get some files on here, and then I'm better to organize them. How I showed you how I can share them with other people. Right now it's downloading Dropbox because I don't have it on my computer at all. So once that gets complete, then we'll be able to see. I'll come back to you when that's all done. Okay, so I am back, and it looks like the download is complete. It's wanting me to share some files straight in, and I'm just letting it know that I've got it. And now it has me on there. I have successfully installed it. Open my Dropbox, and it's going to welcome me. Getting started, and all I did was push on that download button to get myself in there. So that's where I'm at now. So now I have it. So if I come to my files, I now have Dropbox in my files for me. So I am able to do what I need to do. Okay, so now I'm here able to see that Dropbox is here, and if I wanted to put any files in there, I could most definitely come into my libraries and grab those and just kind of put them right into Dropbox. So let's see if I can find something. that would be somewhat beneficial to have in Dropbox. Let's see here. Let's do evaluating websites. I'm going to copy that to Dropbox. All right. So if I go into recents, there's that evaluate websites that I just put in there. And we can do something like that again. This is doing the file sharing between them. So here's my files. Here's my Dropbox file. So I can just drag them right in there. And I can actually start to organize these if I want to. So let's do Internet Email Basics. We'll plop that right in there. Now I can minimize. I can minimize. Go back to Recents. Let's go to Files. And I'm looking for what I just put in there. Here's the internet one, and then it put it in with the other one, so I can just push on that and it's going to bring up now if this was a file that had been shared with me, then I would be able to have the opportunity to come in here and create some type of a comment on it. It doesn't look like it wants to load up very well. It's quite old, so I might need to go find another one. And I'm sure once I do this, it'll probably come up because that's how it goes. But we're going to give it a try. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more current so it doesn't have to work so hard. Let's try Windows 10. Just dragging and dropping that right in there. And now I can minimize. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Dropbox. Here, go into my files. It's got that. Here's my recents. So here's my Windows 10. Let's see what kind of options we have. It says to open it, so we're going to open Windows 10, and it pulls it right up. So I can actually come in here now because I've opened it through Dropbox. And it's showing me my Windows 10. I can push on Dropbox. I can make a comment. So it's going to now load it up to where I'm able to make a comment on it. So now I can post that. Now it's just for me. If I wanted to, I could add people that would want to be a part of it, but I'm just going to do it for me. And then, later on somebody could come in and reply. I can also resolve it. I can do something with it online. So I have several different options, and a lot of this has to do with just going ahead and getting in there and pushing buttons and learning how to do it all on your own here. So that's going to be the real trick of it, is getting in here and just pushing buttons. You can't hurt this thing. Most of it's just stuff it's carrying over. And one thing to keep in mind, and I wanted to, you can also push the upload button instead of doing the drag like I was doing, and we can choose a file. Let's go into the documents and do an internet link, and there's my internet link. It's done. So it could be under links now, but it isn't. So we'll go back to recents. There's an internet link right here. So if I push on that and it opens, then I'm able to get into whatever that link is showing me. So now you have a better understanding of how this works, what you do. And keep in mind that this follows you. It doesn't follow the device. So just because you created it on one thing doesn't mean you can't get it from somewhere. Right. Doesn't mean that you can't get it from somewhere else. You can just go get that from your mobile device. You can get it from your tablet. You can get it from your computers, whether you have a desktop or a laptop, it doesn't matter. This is a file that's through the internet. It's not something that's saved on your particular computer. It's through the internet, so you can access that from anywhere. So hopefully you're going to be able to get a better understanding of this, and you're going to be able to go ahead and access your account and start moving files over. So this is a big step, but you should go ahead and give it a try. So throughout class, I'm going to, and I didn't tell you this in the beginning because I didn't want to scare you off, but throughout the class, I'm going to be giving you some little assignments just so you can be a little bit familiar with Dropbox and how that's going to be working. When we do things together, I'll probably just state it while we're in there. Give this a try, do this, things along those lines. It's just going to help you better understand Dropbox and the uses. So for this particular assignment, I'd like for you to go ahead and get yourself on Dropbox and get an account created. We could always collaborate together. That way, through my Dropbox and your Dropbox, you can share things with me, I can share things with you, and then we're actually able to use it to the fullest, and you'll have a little bit better understanding. So why don't you right now go ahead and minimize, pause this video, get yourself on Dropbox, get an account created, take a look around, look at the interface, which is just the main page of it, and click things, push on things. You are not going to hurt this at all whatsoever. So don't be afraid of it and give it a try. Okay, so installing Dropbox onto your PC or your Mac, you kind of saw how I did that in that video where we were able to create an account together and kind of get around on that a little bit. But I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on installing that onto your PC. So once you've created a Dropbox account, you'll want to install Dropbox app on or the Dropbox download onto your Mac or Windows desktop or laptop computer. The primary purpose of this is to keep your files synchronized between your computer and Dropbox.com. So if you're only going to use Dropbox on mobile devices, then you can skip this move and just go in and download the app. So you would do that through the mobile store. Whether you're using your Android, that would be the Google Play Store. If you're using your Apple, that would be your App Store, and then you can just download Dropbox and synchronize it like that. But if not, when you signed up for Dropbox account, the installer for the Dropbox app should automatically download it. If it doesn't, or if you've deleted the installer or lost track of it, you can download it later. To do so, you're just going to visit Dropbox.com. Downloading an app should automatically download in your default downloads location, kind of like it did in that video when I was downloading. So you saw as soon as I clicked download, it prompted us to a lot of stuff. If the app fails to download, click on restart and download the link. And it keeps calling it an app, but it really is just a download. An app would be for your mobile device. Once the installer is downloaded, you'll need to visit your default download location. Then click on the Dropbox installer. The installation screen is pretty straightforward. So you saw all that happening right before your eyes when we did that together. So if you haven't done that, you will be with our assignments that we have and so forth. So I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on installing Dropbox, whether you have a PC or a Mac, how those how you can do it if you don't do it right away, what you should be doing mobile versus computer, things along those lines. So hopefully you have a little bit better understanding of the installation of the program itself. Okay, here's another assignment. Now that you have an account and you're ready to get around on it, you want to double check and make sure that you can locate your Dropbox on your PC, Mac, or your smart device. So you're going to want to find that app that you just downloaded from the App Store on your mobile device, whether it's a tablet or a smartphone. And then you're going to want to get into the computer itself on your laptop or your desktop computer and see if you can't find that folder that says Dropbox. And I kind of showed it to you when we were getting around on ours when we did it together, so you were able to access it. So that's going to be your assignment right now, is just to go in and locate it, double click on it, and get yourself in. Maybe even drag some files over and things along those lines. So just have some fun with Dropbox.
Hi, this is Tom Kenny for Tom's Tips. In the last video, I showed you how to accept a link from someone who wants to have you join their Dropbox folder. In this one, I'm going to show you how to download Dropbox onto your computer at home so that you can use it really easily. So first thing you do is hit that blue download button and start downloading the program. I always press save when I get to this point. Next, after it's downloaded, you can go to view downloads and take a look at it in your download folder. Press run, and that's going to install the program onto your computer. When that's finished, Dropbox is going to ask you if you have an account. Tick I already have an account and then press next. Input your email address and make up a password. Hit next at the bottom of the dialog box. This is where they hit you up for spending money. You don't have to do it. 2 gigabytes for free is fine. Hit next and also set up the typical setup. Now, Dropbox sets up your new folder with the other major folders like video, downloads, documents, and so on. So now any file that you put in this folder is going to stay on your computer and also be synced with the Dropbox on the internet. So now you can always get to any file in your folder, whether your computer's on or off, doesn't matter. All you have to do is open your web browser, go to Dropbox.com, log in, and take a look at your files. And that's how you set up Dropbox as a folder on your computer. In the last tutorial, I showed you how to sign up for Dropbox and how to install it on your computer. In this program, I want to show you students how you can use Dropbox. You're going to learn 2 cool things and also get 2 important reminders. Now that Dropbox is installed on your computer, you can see that it sits like a folder among all your other big boy folders on the computer. You could put the same stuff in your Dropbox folder that you would put on your favorite USB that you carry around in your pocket or in your pencil case. Anything that you'd put on your little 2 gigabyte flash memory stick will fit in your free Dropbox folder. Now, 2 cool things that Dropbox gives you are backup and convenient access. I want to talk about both of those. First, let's talk about backup. Small, cheap USBs can break, or the USB can crash. So if you've got everything in the world on one little USB flash memory stick and you lose it, or it breaks or whatever, if you take the contents of that USB and put it into your Dropbox, then you've always got a backup. And that's a wonderful thing. You need a backup. Okay, next, convenient access. When you have all your stuff in your Dropbox folder, you can get to it anytime, anywhere you have an internet connection. So let's take a look at the web browser. We'll go to Internet Explorer and do a quick search for Dropbox. There it is in Japanese if you need that. We'll open up Dropbox, click out of that, and sign in. And remember not to click Remember Me. If you're on a computer at school, you don't want it to remember you. You don't want to keep that cookie. So just go ahead and sign in. And looky here, we've got all the files that I've got in my Dropbox right now. So you could open it up. Let's take a look at the topics here. There we go. And of course you could print it out, give it to your teacher, whatever you have to do. So the big point here is that you can use any web browser that's connected to the internet to get to the files in your Dropbox, and that's a good thing. Okay, next, 2 reminders that I want to share with you. Anything that you move out of your Dropbox folder, let's open that up, will disappear from your Dropbox. I know that sounds like a very simple warning, but it could really screw you up if you're not careful. I mean, you could leave it on a computer that isn't your computer, right? It's a good idea to keep the document in your Dropbox folder and open it right where it is. All right, the other reminder is be really, really careful with the size of the files that you put in your Dropbox. You can see here, I've got a PowerPoint here. It's a small document. Topics, also a very small document. You want to be careful not to add video clips or songs or really big PDF files or things like that. Because if you do, you're going to get those messages from Dropbox saying, hey, you need to upgrade. Your box is almost full. And it costs money to do that. And you're a student, you don't have any money. So you don't want to see those messages. All right? That's it for this program.
Making sure that you're secure is probably one of the most important things that you can do for yourself when it comes to Dropbox or any other kind of program, really, for that matter. We have a lot of personal information out there or pictures, and we definitely wouldn't want those to get into the wrong hands. So whenever you store files somewhere, you should be concerned about the security of those files. Could someone access or review your files without your permission? There are a couple of defensive measures that you can take to safeguard your Dropbox data. One of these is to enable the two-step verification. With the two-step verification enabled, in addition to a password, Dropbox requires a unique code that detects your phone whenever you access your files through your web browser or link a new device to your account. So to enable the two-step verification, you would go to dropbox.com/login, sign into your account with your username and password, click on your name in the upper right-hand corner, and choose the settings, click on the security tab, and under the two-step verification, click and enable the option. And then follow the prompts to enter your mobile phone number. Another defensive measure that can be put in place is to tell Dropbox to notify you anytime a new device or app accesses your account. So this is pretty vital. I do have a video coming up to kind of guide you along with the file security and making sure that you're getting the proper security, because like I said, there's nothing worse than having your personal information out there in the wrong hands. So take it seriously and make sure that you're keeping yourself safe. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the file security. Also wanted to show you that since we've downloaded Dropbox, I now have a Dropbox button here that allows me, and it also shows the latest things that I have put in there, so I'd be able to access them right from here. But I wanted to show you how we can do the file safety. So let me get out of some of this. All right, so now I'm going to go to Dropbox, and it's going to go ahead and automatically log me in, and I am going to go down to settings. Now in my settings, it allows me to upgrade. We're going to go to security, and down here in the security, we're just going to kind of go through this. So here we can change our password. We can forget our password. We do have the two-step verification. We can click to enable this. Two-step verification adds an extra layer of protection to your account. Whenever you sign in to Dropbox website or a link, you'll need to enter both your password and also a security code sent to your mobile. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and enter in a security code. I will not let me do that, enable the two-step password. So I need to enter in my password. I am actually going to use a text message. So I'm going to need to put my phone number in. And now it's going to send me a 6-digit code. So I am just going to wait for that code to come in. And it looks like I just got it. So I'm going to go ahead and type that code in that they just sent me. Backup mobile number. I'm just going to use mine. Oh, it will not let me. I'm not really sure what kind of number to use, but I can always change that later. Backup, primary. When you can use these one-time backup codes to access your account, write them down and keep them safe. So I'm actually going to do an old-fashioned trick of highlighting them, right-clicking, copying. Now I'm going to go to a Word document and paste them in there. This way I don't have to necessarily write them down. So let's see how this process works, and hopefully, okay, from now on when you sign in, you'll need to enter security code from your phone. So that's how you enable the two-step. I think I am just going to disable it because I don't use it enough to worry about it, but you can always go in and do that. So there are the web browsers that are currently being used. I'm using Internet Explorer, and that's been in the last hour. We can do the Dropbox paper session if we want to. These are the devices that can be used on it. I have several here, home, my phone, my iPad, my iPhone, a bunch of different things that I have. But you get kind of the idea. So that's all about the security. Now I can go into, if I'm in my settings, let's see what is under account. Okay, so in my account, it's telling me how many files I've shared, the regular files that I'm using up in space. Here's my basic. So right now I'm not doing too bad. I just want to keep an eye on this graph and make sure that I don't overdo it here, but it looks like I'm doing all right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out of this, and it's probably going to be time for your next assignment. Get ready. Okay, so now that you have an account on Dropbox, you've gotten it downloaded, you've been able to kind of look around a little bit. Now I want you to check out your settings that are underneath your name and see what options that you have available to you that might be beneficial. Now, it could be under that security setting, it could be under your profile, it could be under account, but remember, you're going to click on your name and then you're going to click on settings, and it's going to take you right into that security level where you can do the two-step verification, or you can go into your account and see how it's all set up and look at that graph, or you can even go into your profile and change your password and your credentials to be able to get into the account. So the whole point of this is to make sure that you understand what you're doing and that you're able to access it and get around onto Dropbox. So have fun. If you're not having fun, then there's really no reason to be doing it. If it's hard work and you're overwhelmed, and then step away. Step away, take a breath in, take it, release it, in and out, and then you'll have about, hopefully you'll be able to collect yourself and get back into it, because it's really not meant to stress you, overwhelm you, anything along those lines. It's just meant to make your life easier. So go ahead and get this assignment taken care of. Don't forget, you can email me, give me a call, and I can help guide you through some of this as well if you're having any problems whatsoever. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of go over file sharing with you again and being able to share with anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account, and I would suggest that you go ahead and log into yours as well. That way we're able to do some of this stuff together and you're not kind of behind or in your own type of thing. So here we go. I want to share a folder. So I'm going to click on share a folder. It says I'd like to create and share a new folder, or I'd like to just share an existing. I think I want to create a folder, and I'm going to label this class, and I'm going to click next. I'm going to go ahead and just send that to myself at this time, and I'm going to send it to my my personal email here at work. So, and this is just a test for sharing folders and creating, because we just created a new one. And then I'll also show you how we can. So I went ahead and shared that. So I'm going to go ahead and share that folder with them. So if I come back into my recents, or I go back into my Dropbox itself, I now have a folder that's labeled class time. I've sent it to myself. Here in a minute I will get, and it's letting me know it's been added to my Dropbox here. Here's my email letting me know that I have shared this. So then I'm able to go to the folder, and then I would be able to put stuff in it. So I'm going to go ahead and add something in here. It says my folder is empty. So I want to see about fixing that. So I'm going to do we're going to drop the file into classmate folder. Now, if I pay attention, it tells me exactly where it's going to go. And then I'm going to get out of this. Okay. I want to take a look at my files. And under class time, I now have this Microsoft shortcut key. I can let that person know, or maybe I can share the whole thing, and I'm going to share it here. So I decided to go ahead and share that. Now I can just share the file itself. So I'm going to share that as well. So it's letting me know something's going on. So I can go to the folder, and now inside that folder I actually have that, so I would be able to click on it. It's going to open up for me, and now here's just the file itself that I sent to myself instead of the entire folder. This is just the shortcut. So here I would be able to give some comments. Might want to add more information. I can post that. I'm going to add people. I'm going to add myself and post it. So now I have something going on there. So I would probably want to continue keeping an eye on that. Let's see what happens if I push on comment, and it's allowing me and pulling it up. So I'm going to go ahead and resolve that so I no longer have a comment there. But you get the idea of being able to share between them. It's pretty important. I'm going to minimize all that. So it's pretty important that we get this going for ourselves and get in there and try to work on this a little bit more. What is nice about this is it lets us know who we're sharing with. And it also lets us know who all we may have sent it to, people that are in our group, particular groups, any kind of sharing that we've been doing. And it shows me any kind of files that I've shared, things along those lines. So a lot of this is just clicking on buttons. And this is, see, try it free to unlock more. Oh, this is Dropbox business. So again, a lot of this is just going to be you getting in there. Now, if I wanted to upload a folder, I think I showed this to you already. We're going to choose some type of a file that we can pull out and bring on over, and we will. And now we're done with that. So if I go into my recents, it was added to my Dropbox. So if I go to files, the Sweet Church has now been added 11 seconds ago. And you can also look at your dates, and it'll tell you that way. If you're not 100% sure, you kind of have an idea of when you did it. Sometimes the location's all that you need. So, all right, let's see what this notification is. This is that comment that I made, it sends it to me and the other person as well. So we'd be able to comment back and forth to each other. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to that comment. Just waiting for it to come up here. And I gotta open it, and now it's going to open that up for me in Microsoft Word. So you get the concept, you get the idea, and hopefully you have a better understanding of Dropbox. So I am hoping that if you have any questions, that you'll get in contact with me and that we'll be able to work together to collaborate on Dropbox. And I have no problems with us creating a file together, and we can pass documents back and forth, comments back and forth. This way you have a better understanding. So as an assignment, I would really like for you to get in here and just kind of play around with Dropbox, start getting some files over, share them with me, share them with your friends, just share, share, share.
Dropbox support, how can I help you?
Hey, I'm pitching a new business plan, and I could use some help. I need finance to run the numbers. Head of sales is writing the intro. Freelance designer needs to make it look nice, and the CEO has to sign off. What do I do?
Okay, this is easy. Watch this. Go into your Dropbox, create a folder, and name it. Then right-click, hit Invite to Folder, and choose who you want on the folder. Just type in the person's name or their email address if they're outside your company. Then hit Share, and you have officially created a shared folder.
Oh, okay, but what do I do now?
Well, now all those people have access to that one folder, so they can add or edit or view any files they want, including that new business plan you're working on. And they're always going to be looking at the latest version, no matter what. Oh, and get this. If you ever need to, you can select some people as read-only and still allow others to edit.
Awesome. Wait, hold on. So, looks like we're changing designers.
Not a problem. Right-click on the folder, go to Shared Folder Options, out with the old designer, and in with the new one. It's that easy. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Nope, that's it. Thanks.
Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from PocketNow.com. You probably have multiple computing devices, like a smartphone, a laptop, and a desktop, or just a smartphone and a laptop, or a combination of those somehow. And a problem that you've probably had in the past is, how do I synchronize files across all of my devices so that I don't have to constantly be transferring with cables, using USB flash drives to move things around, emailing files to myself? Well, folder sharing isn't new. There have been programs around for many years now where you can take a folder on your desktop, put it on your laptop, put it on your desktop, and have everything synchronized back and forth. But what is new is mobile clients that allow you to do this on your smartphone too. Dropbox has mobile clients for all of the smartphone platforms. So in this video, we're going to show you Dropbox working on Windows Phone, Android, iPhone, and yes, even the iPad. Let's take a look. Now when you download Dropbox, and by the way, it's available for Mac and PC and Linux, it will create a Dropbox folder for you that you can put on your desktop or in your documents. The purpose of this folder is to keep everything inside of the folder always in sync. And you get a little green check mark next to all of the items in the folder to tell you that it has been synchronized. So what I'm going to do now is just drag a photo into this Dropbox, and this will synchronize across all of my devices. I'm going to show you the web version next, and then we're going to go into the mobile versions. Okay, so here we are in the web interface. It's very simple, and this is great because if you're at a friend's house and you want to grab a file, a photo, or a document, and you don't have Dropbox installed, you just log into the web interface. So if I click on the multimedia here, you'll see that picture that I just placed in the Dropbox folder already synchronized. Let's take a look on mobile devices. Okay, so we're going to start off on Windows Phone, and I should say that Dropbox does not have a standard or a native Windows Phone client, but a company called Ruttensoft has made something called Cloud Files, which will allow you to access all of your Dropbox content. So I'm going to click on it here, and I'm going to log in. Okay, and here I'm logged in, and here are my two folders, Docs and Multimedia. So I can click on Docs, and I've got a different file type for all of the Microsoft Office suite. So I've got a Word document, Excel, and PowerPoint. or actually I should say, and also a PDF. So I can click on any of these and jump right into them, and each program gives you different options. So I can view the file, and it's going to download and open it up. And here we go. Here's the PowerPoint presentation right in the on the device, and we can also open these other things. Here's a PDF. We can view it, or we can edit it, and it will synchronize across all of the devices. And it's going to open Adobe Reader 2.5, and well, you get the point. Let's take a look at another device. Let's take a look at Android. So on Android, the client is native, so it's made by Dropbox. So let's go to the Dropbox client. And with Dropbox, you get 2 gigabytes of space free. And the way that they make money is that they have plans that have a lot more space. So here we go. We are inside of my Dropbox. I've got those 2 folders. If I go to multimedia, I can open up photos, and it's downloading. The download speeds are usually quite fast. Although I must say that if you're trying to do multimedia on your smartphone, it doesn't always work too well. So I'm going to take the smallest song here, Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench, and I'm going to open it in the music player. And it's going to do this for a very long time. I'm over a fast HSDPA connection. So I'd say if you're using the mobile clients of Dropbox, really use it for documents and photos and not so much multimedia, because it doesn't seem to be well optimized for that. Okay, let's jump over to the iPhone. Okay, here we are. And again, this is a native client that Dropbox made. It's not a plugin or anything like that. So here we go. There are my 2 folders once again. And it works a little bit different in the iPhone. So we can tap on on any of those documents, and we get it in sort of a viewer within the Dropbox application. Not as robust as you will get on a device like an Android device or a Windows Phone device that has better support for Microsoft Office documents. So we can go into an Excel, an XLS spreadsheet. And things don't always display so well, especially on the iPhone. This really doesn't work too well, and it just canceled out. But things like PDFs work pretty well. Actually, very well. The iPhone has very good PDF support. And you get the point. And the same thing applies here to multimedia. So if I try to open a song here, the smallest one here, Foo Fighters, it takes a really long time to access that content. So again, for documents, it's great. Not so much for multimedia. Finally, let's check out the iPad version. Okay, so now we're on the iPad. Let's take a look at Dropbox here. So there's the client. And it keeps you logged in, which is quite nice. And here we get a list of my folders on the left side. And over on the right, you can see the preview of a document that I had just been looking at. So we can go back to Docs. We can open up any of these things. It has, just like the iPhone, really good PDF support. Let's go to an Excel spreadsheet, see how it comes up. A little bit, actually a lot bit better than on the iPhone. And we can actually switch between multiple sheets right here, but we really can't do anything to edit the Excel. And if we go back to the other files, the multimedia folder, let's take a look at how a picture comes up. Very nice, right on the right side, makes really good use of screen space. See what happens if I try to open up a song. I think it's actually going to work. Amazing. And so it actually worked through the iPad, which of course has better hardware than the iPhone to be able to handle this kind of multimedia, bringing it down very quickly. So quite nice on the iPad. So if you're having trouble keeping things in sync and you have multiple computers, you've got files everywhere, try Dropbox. It's free. And with all of these mobile clients, it really changes the way that you use technology, I think, because you can always have those critical documents and critical pictures with you wherever you go, synchronized across all of your devices. On PocketNow.com, I'll post further instructions on how to get the Dropbox clients for Windows Phone, iPhone, iPad, and Android. And if you liked the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you like these videos. That's it for now.
All right, well, who would think that with all of these fantastic features that Dropbox has for us, that they would actually have other uses too? So we're going to talk about those in the next couple of slides. One of the other uses of Dropbox would be storing your URLs. You're probably familiar with the idea of saving bookmarks to your favorite websites in your browser. But the trouble with bookmarks is that they are generally stuck in your browser and can't easily be shared with other browsers, devices, or people. But did you know that Dropbox provides an easy way to store bookmarks so that you can access them anywhere from any computer or device, or easily share them with others? To do this, you can drag a URL from the browser into any Dropbox folder, or you can drag a file or folder from the bookmark section of your browser directly into Dropbox, and all the URLs in the folder will come along with it. This is nothing new. The Mac and Windows operating systems have provided this drag and drop capability for years. But what is new and unique about dragging a bookmark into Dropbox folder is that Dropbox sees these bookmarks as platforms and browser independent. So when you store a bookmark this way, you'll be able to open it later in virtually any mobile device. So that's very interesting, and I'm going to actually go over the uses of these together when I do our example. But I wanted these in writing so you could be able to come back to it and see it, as well as me read it to you. So you sometimes when somebody reads it to you, you have a better understanding of what it's trying to tell you. So hopefully you're understanding a little bit more about the storing of the URLs. And again, I'm going to show you exactly what they're talking about after we go over all of these other uses of Dropbox. So another use of Dropbox, other than what it's normally doing, is that you can use Dropbox to store and share screen captures. Dropbox even has a feature to help you store and manage screenshots on both Macintosh and Windows computers. When you take a screenshot on a Mac using the Command and Shift 3 or Command and Shift 4, the screenshots are normally saved to your desktop. And I've seen a lot of these on desktop. So some of them are pretty messy, so the screenshots get lost in the clutter. But if you go to the Dropbox preferences in the Dropbox app by going to the gear icon and choosing preferences, and you click on the import icon at the top, there's an option to share screenshots using Dropbox. So we are in the next slide, we are going to actually save the URLs and these screenshots, and I'm going to show you how that's completed. Okay, so I am now going to show you how you can store some of your favorite websites into Dropbox. I've gone ahead and I have logged in, but let me go ahead and just re-log in so we have a refresher on that. I've entered my email and my password, and now I'm going to sign in, and now I'm going to be back to where I was. Now if I come up here to my star, I have quite a few web links in my favorites already that I use on a regular basis. So I'm just going to say, I really want this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop your files to upload. So I'm just going to drop it. And now it's put that URL on there for me. It's right here. So if I click on that, it says open in a new tab. And now there is my link. This is the Teacher's Corner for Technology Lesson Plans. Pretty cool. So now I've been able to share that with myself. So if you didn't quite get that, let me do it again. I'm going to come back over to my favorites. Now, let's say that it's not in your favorites. Let's say that you are doing some research, and I'm going to get on the Peabody Public Library's website. Now, I can click up here. I can copy. I'm right-clicking, copy, and I can come over here, and I'm going to get in a recent. Most of it's dragging and dropping, so I'm going to see if I can, and it's not going to let me put it in here. So it works like a bookmark, basically. And there I can create a new folder. That's kind of cool. All I did was right-click down here, and it let me do that. So I don't really want to do that. So I guess what I'd have to do is add this as a favorite, so I have access to it. Now I can come over here, go find it, there it is, and I can drop it right in. So now I have, it's uploading the Peabody Public Library's home URL. It's got 1 second left. I'm going to view the details. It's still going. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to be complete, and then I'll be able to click on it. All right, so there it is. It's created my link, and I can tell the difference between the pictures, what's documents, what's links. If I push on this, I can now open it in a new tab, and there is our website. And while we're on our website, don't forget you can go to classes and see all the stream classes in there. Or you could just keep logged into my channel, and you'd be able to have access to that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this stuff out. Close that and get back into my Dropbox. So that is how you're saving those URLs. Now, I was talking about also being able to go in and do the share screen capture. Okay, so to access that gear wheel, it's actually down here in this little icon that they've given you at the bottom. So this is the icon they're talking about. And I'm not sure how that happened. I'm going to go ahead and open that, and I can go to that little gear wheel that they were talking about. Click on Preferences. And let me go back here. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here, and I am going to click on Preferences. And let's just go back to what it said to do. It said to click on the Preferences and the import icon at the top. So let's do that. So I'm going to click on Import and import pictures from and photos only. Apply. Okay. So now if I had any screenshots or anything in there, then it would be able to import them for me. So just another way of doing things here on Dropbox. So sorry there was a little bit of hesitation there. I've never done that before, so that was a new experience for both of us. Going in there and clicking on the import. Photos and videos, share screenshots using, and we click OK. So now it's all set up to go. When we start getting screenshots, they'll automatically be put in there, and then we'll be able to move them along and share those with other people. So you'll have an assignment coming up. You know how it goes in this class, but hopefully you get the idea, and how you can get URLs on there, which are your links, as well as being able to import and capture those screens. Okay, assignment time. Obviously, since we just got done doing the other uses of Dropbox, I'd like for you to go ahead and save one of those URLs to your Dropbox from your favorites. And remember, we can just go in through our web browser, get on a website that we like, add it to our favorites, and then drag and drop it over to Dropbox. And then we have access to it from anywhere that we go. So that is very nice. So that's what I'd like for you to do for your next assignment. And remember, don't get stressed out over it. If you need any assistance, just get with me and I can help you with this. But it's really not complicated at all, and it's really going to make life a little easier on you.
Hey everyone, I'm Sharon Vaknin for CNET.com. Dropbox is one of the great cloud storage tools like SugarSync or SkyDrive that lets you sync files with any computer. When you put a file into your Dropbox, you can access it on any other computer or mobile phone. Lots of people use it for project management, as a virtual thumb drive, or as a way to share files with friends. But today, I have 4 new ways to use Dropbox. On my Facebook page, I asked you guys to give me your best tips, and I'm including a couple of those too. To get Dropbox, go to Dropbox.com, sign up for an account, and download the desktop client. You'll automatically get 2 gigs of storage free, and you'll start using it right away. To upload files to your Dropbox, you can upload it through the web client or drag it into the Dropbox folder on your desktop. But a very clever way to get things in your folder is by emailing it. Go to sendtodropbox.com, where you'll get a special email address you can use to email attachments to your Dropbox. So if my friend sends me an email with his new mix and I can't save it on my iPhone because it doesn't do that, I can just forward it to my unique Dropbox email address and it'll automatically get uploaded to my Dropbox folder. Another company got creative and built a tool that lets you upload target links to your Dropbox. For instance, if a restaurant has a PDF of nutritional facts on their website, you can copy the link, paste it into urldroplet.com, and it'll be uploaded to your Dropbox. So it's nice. You can find a link and upload it that way, or email attachments and your files will be waiting for you on another computer or phone whenever you're ready. You can automate things even more with this awesome trick. No matter where you are, you can use Dropbox to remotely start downloading torrents. To show you, I'll use uTorrent, but the steps are similar for other BitTorrent clients too. So what you have to do on a Mac is open uTorrent and go to Preferences. Then head over to Downloads and check Automatically Open Torrent Files Found in and browse to select your Dropbox folder. On Windows, go to Preferences, then Directories. Check the box next to Automatically Load Torrents From and select your Dropbox folder. Since torrent files can be big, set them to download somewhere else on your hard drive. Just remember that if you use this trick, your home computer needs to stay on and running uTorrent. But now you can start torrents no matter where you are for whatever legal purposes you like, of course. Like I mentioned, lots of people use Dropbox as a virtual USB drive, and since you really can't forget to take it with you, it's a convenient solution for accessing your documents. But Lifehacker points out that since it's not the default documents folder, you might forget to change the target folder to your Dropbox when you're saving documents. So why not make Dropbox your default documents folder? On Windows 7 or Vista, right-click your documents folder, select Properties, and then on the Location tab, you can specify the new file path. Click Move, and then select your Dropbox folder. On a Mac, open up Terminal and type cd Dropbox. Then type this command, which will create a Documents folder in your Dropbox that automatically syncs with your desktop and other computers. And on my Facebook page, Jason Wong reminded me that Dropbox will save all versions of your docs for 30 days. Just go to the Dropbox web interface, hover over a file, and click the arrow to view previous versions of it. And finally, Javier left a message on my page explaining that you can use Dropbox as your own photo stream. With the Android and iPhone apps, you can upload photos from your phone directly to your Dropbox or take photos within the application and view them anywhere. And you can even make a public photos folder to share with friends and family. By now, though, you might be wondering if 2 gigabytes is enough for all these tricks. 2 gigs is good for most, but if you need more storage, don't forget that Dropbox gives you 250 megabytes for every friend you refer. But don't start making fake email addresses and inviting yourself. Dropbox is a little smarter than that. If you have any more tips, let me know on my Facebook page. And visit howto.cnet.com for more how-tos. For CNET, I'm Sharon Vaknin, and I'll see you on the interwebs.
All right. Well, thank you. Congratulations. You did it. Take a deep breath and relax. If you still need help, you can get with me for a free one-on-one appointment, and that can be via email. That can be just a phone call, however you need to do it. So if you're living outside of my state, I am located in Indiana of the United States. If you're located in another domain, just get in contact with me, and I'm sure I can make arrangements for us to be able to have some type of a session. So remember, without you, there would be no reason for me to have these classes. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Don't forget, you can join my group on Facebook. It's under Tech Talk Technology. You'll get all these videos plus some tips and tricks on different things, computer words for the day, and other kinds of stuff. If you need any further assistance or have any questions, you can email me. And you can check out my other stream classes on our website, which I showed you in this class. Hey, thanks again. Again, don't be discouraged. You did a great job. You made it through it. And you should be very, very proud of yourself. So thank you very much. I want to thank the following websites for their information, images, and the program itself. Without these websites, we would not have been able to have class today. So thank you very much.